So I actually like how this, I'm warming up to this painting. Um, I was happy to have some structure in here so that it wouldn't be too lame. But it was a little too attention grabbing, and we didn't want too much diversion from our focal area, right? So I smoothed it out. I raised the values as we come closer, and I warmed them up a little bit, repeating some of the hues that we have here, just slightly. Helps with the unity of the painting. Otherwise we'd have just pure green against purple and yellow, which, yeah, it can work, but anyway, that's what I did. I kind of wanted the flow to it. I didn't want it was so broken up, it was so much like a jigsaw puzzle, the way I left it off last, which is fine. I think I mentioned in the last video that I was going to continue to play with the foreground, organize things a little bit. That's what I've done. Toned down the top of this blue, brought up the light in the foreground. It gives it more of a feeling of perspective when you have the way the lines now are in the painting, and the values. So I've just laid in the roof on this shed, you know, laid in a little bit of wet raw umber and ultramarine blue and a bit of white on this one. This is burnt sienna and a little bit, just a hint of ultramarine blue for this roof. Don't want to draw too much attention to it. Didn't want it to be black, you know. These will represent some bushes. I haven't painted this pole in yet, but they're small things. What I'm going to do now is take take a few spots here, and right now the way the whole painting sits, it would make a good end piece for a triptych. But I need to punch it up a little bit. I need to bring up the strength, and I'm not going to do it all over the painting. I'm going to need to bring it up, certainly up here, raise those values, raise that chroma a little more. You know, this is my final step. I need to imbue the painting with the canvas with a little more strength. So I'm going to take some of these colors, what I have here, bring it more in this range, and put more light on these sort of foreground mists that are in front of this distant cloud bank, and put a little bit of sparkle there, just again to make it a little bit richer. I think that once I have that done, you know, this area especially, and well, a few spots here and there, that's going to be enough. I think that'll bring the painting up to life. Sometimes it doesn't take much, just takes a touch here or there. You know, the walls of these sheds and this pole, it's all going to be pretty dark. I might go a little bit towards, it'll still be ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, but leaning more towards the ultramarine blue and a bit of white so that it looks, so you can pick up the blue with your eye, just a little bit. That's what I'll do here, and probably this pole. I'm going to take this sky, these colors, I'm going to cut into this, what is going to be distant bush in the odd spot, just so that you can appear to look through it. You know, even if I take, you know, if I take a color like this, where are we with this one? Are we in the neighborhood? Yeah, we're in the neighborhood. We are in the neighborhood. You know, even if you do something as simple as that, or that, just spots where you're allowing the viewer to look through the bush a little bit, immediately qualifies it as bush. Punching holes for light. Probably enough. You know, I don't want it to have a whole bunch of little dabs. We're on the edge of the canvas. I wanted people to, in the back of their mind, when they see that, to go, oh, well, there's a bush there. You know, there's some tree line there. That's all I want. I want them to think that and then move on. And spend really the bulk of their time looking in the important areas. And it's a simple painting. It's quite a simple painting. But if done right, it can be very effective. That's it for the moment. I may give you a shot of it when it's completely complete. There's not much to go. But for the moment, what I'll do is I'll square off the camera. We'll zoom in. And have a closer look at what is here so far. Okay. Let's see, we have close up. I see all kinds of things that I think, oh, that kind of bothers me. This kind of bothers me. I'd like to do these things. I'd like to poke around in different areas. I'd like to change this slightly. And I could do that. And if, you know, by the time I was done with the entire painting, doing that, I'd have a very weak and amateurish looking painting on my hands. So I'm not going to do that. I warmed up to it. I was not convinced that this would be much of a worthy canvas, but I think by the time I'm done in the sky, I think by the time the whole thing's finished, I'm gonna like it. I like it so far. Talk to you soon, guys.